Welcome to this historic convention discussing the grand vision to change, I believe, the whole welfare system in this country and possibly all around the world. It's my honor and pleasure to present our paper titled The Cost and Economic Effects of Safety Income in South Korea to the precious guests participating in this memorable international forum. This paper was written by myself and two other scholars, Dr. Cho at Kerry and Professor Kim at Kookmin University. Now, I'd like to introduce the basic welfare system in South Korea, the National Basic Livelihood Security System, so-called NBLSS. NBLSS has been known to play the role of basic welfare quite effectively since 2000, but it has two major problems. One problem is that it has created a large blind zone where many people still remain unprotected. In 2014, for example, a mother and her two adult daughters in Songpa-gu, a district in Seoul, committed suicide due to their extreme financial difficulties. Despite the government's significant effort to reduce this kind of unfortunate incidents, suicide families in extreme economic conditions have occurred consistently. Recently this year, a mother and her two adult daughters committed suicide again in Suwon, a city in the south of Seoul, turning to be a complete deja vu of the 2014 tragedy. Theoretically, approximately 15% of all households should be covered by the livelihood benefit, one of 7 benefits of NBLSS. In reality, however, only 4.6% of all households receive it. Why does it happen? That's because the government imposes various strict restrictions on the eligibility for NBLSS. Another problem is that NBLSS has a low work incentive. The situation in 2019 is captured in this figure. As you can see, the black line is the wage line. The labor income increases according to working hours, and the slope shows the wage rate. The purple lines indicate the livelihood and housing benefits. The green lines are the earned income tax credit, EITC. Even if an individual is able to work, he or she will choose point A. Why is it so? That's because its reservation wage rate is higher than 37% of its market wage rate. If so, there's no labor supply. The 37% is EITC rate at the starting point. What is safety income? Let's take a look at figure 1. Figure 1 shows the basic structure of safety income following the principle of thick bottom, thin top. If a household earns less than the standard medium income, which is 60 million won a year, household received SI support. The SI support is 50% of the difference between the standard medium income and the household current income. As you can see, the current income is dotted line in this figure. The SI support is represented as the orange triangle and disposable income, the orange solid line. However, household earning more than the standard medium income cannot receive SI. If SI replaces livelihood and housing benefits based on 2019 data, we have figure 2. As you can see, the red line is SI support. The household choice would move to B instead of A, where it supplies labor. The amount of labor is CE. When it occurs, disposable income increases from AC to BE. Its utility increases from U0 to U1. But the amount of government payment to the household decreases from AC to BD. Now, I'd like to point out that SI is quite different from negative income tax, NIT. Although the safety income may look similar to the negative income tax, as in figure 1, we argue that SI is different from NIT in the following 3 respects. Number 1, while NIT abolished all current welfare benefits, SI maintains almost all of them. Number 2, while NIT was suggested with a flat tax rate on income without tax deduction or exemption by Friedman, SI maintains the current tax system with various forms of tax deductions and exemptions. Number 3, while NIT suggested by Friedman covers only the lowest 10% of household, SI covers as much as the lowest 50% of household. In South Korea, income tax is withheld monthly and settled at the end of the year. In the same way, the amount of SI support is determined only by the income of each household and is paid in advance and adjusted afterward. SI follows the principle of support forward, settle afterward. Therefore, SI is more likely to prevent suicide due to economic hardship than the current NBLSS. In 2022, Seoul Metropolitan Government started the pilot project of SI, so-called SSIP, adopting the SI's philosophy and welfare policy implications. As you can see, table A1, SSIP is a little bit different from our original SI. First, whereas SI covers the entire nation, SSIP covers the Seoul area. Second, while all households below the standard medium income are eligible for SI, households below 85% of standard medium income, and that's very important, and below the net asset value of 326 million won are eligible for SSIP. Third, benefits replaced by SI and by SSIP are different. You can find the detailed differences in table A1. First, in SI, the standard medium income of the N-member household is determined to be that of 4-member household divided by 4 and then multiplied it by N. On the contrary, SSIP uses the standard medium income of each N-member household. According to the SSIP rules, the standard medium income of a single-member household is almost 40% of that of 4-member household. Now we turn to table 2. Table 2 shows SI support by income bracket and household members. We use the 2019 Korea Welfare Panel KWP data. Table 3 shows the numbers of households eligible for SI support. And table 4 shows the percentages of households eligible for SI support by income bracket and household members. Based on tables 2 to 4, we estimated the additional budget for implementing SI in 2019. It is estimated as 29.7 trillion won. But if the same amount of budget as 29.7 trillion won were used for universal basic income, UBI, as you can see, table 5 shows UBI support by income bracket and household members. You can make sure the same number, table 5, please table 5. Yeah. You can make sure the same number, 29.7 trillion won, in the rightmost, bottommost cell. Okay? What if the same amount of budget as 29.7 trillion won were used for expanding the current cash welfare benefits. Let's take a look at figure 6. Table 6, sorry, table 6. Okay? Table 6 shows the amount of support when expanding the current cash welfare benefits. You can make sure the same number, 29.7 trillion won, here again, in the rightmost and the bottommost cell. Okay, thank you. By using the computable general equilibrium, CGE model, we compared economic effects of the three welfare systems. As you can see, the Gini coefficient in table 9, SI is superior to the two welfare systems. SI reduces income differential 6 times more than UBI and 3 times more than expanding the current cash welfare benefits. Table 9 also shows the income quintile ratios of three welfare systems. SI reduces income differential 7 times more than UBI and 5 times more than the expanding current cash welfare benefits. Table 11 shows the estimate effect of SI, UBI, and the expanding the current cash welfare benefits on the unemployment rate. Table 12 shows the estimate effect of SI, UBI, and expansion of the current cash welfare benefits on GDP. Now, we can interpret the estimate effect of the three welfare systems on the unemployment rate and GDP. If the current cash welfare benefits are replaced with SI as much as 29.7 trillion won, the unemployment rate decreases by 0.27 percentage point and GDP increases by 0.25%. If the current cash welfare benefits are replaced with UBI as much as 29.7 trillion won, the unemployment rate is unchanged and GDP decreases by 0.05%. Therefore, we can conclude that SI is superior to the other two welfare systems in all four economic performance measures, such as Gini coefficient, income quintile ratio, and unemployment rate and GDP. Well, I'd like to summarize our arguments. As you know, everyone in our society can fall into an economic hardship. When it happens, SI can play as a reliable support for a family to maintain a certain standard of living. Anyone can attempt a risky business or a venture unless a family's living is threatened by failing the business. Since such an effort is the driving force of the market economy, SI would promote the economic growth. In this sense, SI should be viewed as both an economic system and a welfare system. Once again, I'd like to mention SI is superior to UBI and the current cash welfare benefits in all aspects. It's about time to wrap up my presentation. I hope it helped you understand what SI is all about and how it works. Thank you so much for your listening. Thank you again.